So, good afternoon, everyone. Last March 2016, my friends and I trekked one of the mountains of Benguet, Mount Ulap, for 7 to 8 hours. And there was this area where you can see so many cows chilling in the fog. I got so fascinated by the scene that I decided to write a poem about it. And so here it goes. And it has the title, Baka. You know, Baka, Baka. And so here it goes. Let me read it to you. Ang buhay, puno ng baka. Baka ganito, baka ganyan. Baka dito, baka dun. Baka oo, baka hindi. Baka ngayon, o baka matagal pa. Baka siya, baka ikaw. Baka tayo, o baka ako lang talaga. Hay buhay, walang kasiguraduhan. Pero teka, baka meron naman. Yun na nga, baka. The idea I will talk about today is a situation or a condition resulting oftentimes from dealing and facing with the bakas of life, with the uncertainties. And this state is what you call as crisis. This topic is very personal to me and also very universal. I intentionally asked my family to be here because I want to make a confession. A confession about what I have been through for the 3 years that I was away from home and what I am going through now. And this is universal because no one is exempted from experiencing this condition. Some of you maybe are on it now, while others not yet. But rest assured, it will come. I am pretty sure that when you were younger, maybe kindergarten or elementary, you were asked with this particular question. What do you want to be when you grow up, right? Maybe in your family gatherings or in some recitation in school or in an autograph passed around by your friends in class, right? I asked my students what were their answers when they were younger, and they said, Miss, to be a princess, to be a mermaid. If you could remember, when we were younger, answering this question came so easy. We were so certain and very sure, and we're so wild and free and very ambitious. Consciously or unconsciously, from the moment that we can already communicate or can be schooled, we have been trained to think about our life's purpose and direction. We are socially wired and conditioned to think about that purpose because without which, life would be meaningless. However, as we increase in age, answering this question can sometimes leave us quiet, in deep thought. Why? Because we begin to realize that the answer to this question goes far beyond pursuing a profession or a career. When we get past being concerned with our GPAs, of defending our theses, or of graduating and of passing board examinations, of getting a job and earning a salary and earning millions, there will come a time in our lives when this question evolves and takes in another form. What will make me truly, madly, and deeply happy? Paulo Coelho termed this as our personal legend. Others, our life's purpose. For the spiritual, our calling, our vocation. When I was 23 and so career and achievement driven, I asked one of my very close friends who was on top of her game with her work, what is her ambition in life? And she replied to me, I just want to be a good mother and a good wife. The answer caught me by surprise. I know, but with a little sarcasm. At the back of my mind, I was thinking, is that even an ambition to be a good mother and a good wife? This conversation hit me hard on the face when I was 25. That was 3 years ago. I made one of the most difficult decisions in my life. I decided to resign from my work, which is in school because I'm a teacher, and I decided to leave my family here in Cebu in order to go to Baguio to enter the convent, just to see if it is my calling. Many term this, although my mother and my father have supported my plans, it's very sure that they would have wanted me to stay because I am the eldest child, and you know, being the eldest, you have to help out in the family. But I insisted. This age, the 25, many term this as the quarter life crisis. And I would have to admit, honestly, it has not yet left me. crisis. Crisis is defined as a difficult or a dangerous situation that needs serious attention. And this brings feelings like panic, fear, worry, and depression. However, one of my favorite authors, and whom I consider to be one of my lifesavers, Dr. Brené Brown, sees and treats crisis in a different way. For her, crisis is a stage of unraveling, a time when you are challenged by the universe to let go of who you think you're supposed to be and to embrace who you truly are. And so I thought, why not treat crisis as a time in our lives wherein we get to know ourselves more, what we are good at doing, or we develop something new, and to think about how we can make use of that for our and other people's happiness, and eventually discover our life's purpose. Now, crisis never chooses when and whom to strike. It may come early in our lives or in the later part. Or maybe it is already there, bidding its time to surprise us. Or maybe it will never leave us forever. In this light, we can say that crisis in any way is a reality of life. It is inescapable. And since we cannot escape it, why not make friends with it and use it for our own advantage? Diba? Why not befriend it? And so I thought, I've been teaching religion for 3 years, and I have seen this struggle among the youth of when it comes to crisis. And I have thought about why not making it more friendly to us. I have been teaching religion for 3 years, and I have come up with this particular idea of befriending crisis because as I have gone through their journals and reflection papers, I always remind them to speak from the heart or to write from the heart and to be honest with their answers. And lines like, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I am such a disappointment, I do not know what I want, I do not know where I am going, are very prevailing lines. And this crisis of purpose is striking so early at our youth today, at the present age, and it is genuinely scaring me because many of them are deeply and profoundly unable to handle it. Befriending and treating crisis as an essential which can lead us to our life's purpose has certain implications, like that it is never going to be easy, and that it will never free us from anything negative. However, it will give us hope to continue despite the adversities that we will face. We will still feel moments of doubt, of confusion, and of being lost. Last year, before the year ended, I honestly and bravely admitted to myself and to my peers that I am lost. You see, after a year of staying in the convent, I left because something came up in the family and I need to work again. And I was struggling. And when you're the type of person who is oftentimes sure of what you decide or do, and who is very persevering in anything you enter into, this type of condition can be very, very heartbreaking. So I was really, really lost. I feel like I am disintegrating, and I feel like I was disconnecting. So you can say the struggle is real. So that's it. And then I said to myself, I have to pull myself back together. I need to think of an idea how to deal with it. So how do we befriend crisis? First, you have to be aware of it. You have to recognize it, you have to name it, and you have to accept it. I think one of the signs why you are going through, or maybe you are going through a crisis, is when you start doing something you do not usually or normally do, to the point that people close to you would say, hey, this is not you, you don't do this. This may be something bad or good. Some develop some forms of addiction, while others are trying out new hobbies. And as for my part, it is hiking and walking for very, very long hours. You see, I am a natural lazy walker, but on the span of 1 year, I've hiked 6 tall mountains already. So yeah, may pinagdadaanan. After the consciousness and the acceptance It is imperative not to build a house there, be comfortable in it, and stay in it. Actually, you should be troubled, you should be shaken, and you should be motivated to push yourselves, to pull ourselves back together. We should grab the opportunity that this critical times offers to us. And so, how do we do with it? As for my life, I have this particular formula. I used to be a math teacher, so I'm very fond of formula. And I hope this can help you in any way. It comprises of 3 Filipino words. So befriending Christ is equal to kilig plus taya and a lot of hugot in between. Kilig. The New English Oxford Dictionary added the term kilig as part of their new words for March 2016. And they defined kilig as a feeling of exhilaration or elation caused by a romantic or exciting experience. We often use this term to refer whenever we get to watch our favorite love teams on TV or when we see our crush or special someone. But in the context of finding our life's purpose, this kilig term may also refer to our attractions, inclinations, our desires. One of my favorite spiritual writers, Father Martin S.J., defined or said that desire is a primary way that we can discover what we are meant to do and who we are. However, he emphasized that this is different from our surface wants, like our physical, our sexual, and our material desires. This type of desire is the desire that shapes our lives, and it leads us towards love. Another Jesuit priest in the name of Father Pedro Arrupe wrote a poem entitled Fall in Love. And he said in there that you know that you are in love with something when that something shapes your daily activities, your routines, your motivations, your work, your career, or your imagination. And in the end, he said, fall in love, stay in love, and it will decide everything. And this type of kilig is the one that shapes our lives. And it is important that we pay attention to it. So, kilig. And so, you kindly ask yourselves, what is that desire which has never left your heart ever since? What makes you genuinely kilig? Taya. Guided by our deepest desires, it is important that we pay attention and we have to do something about it. We have to take steps in order to start that journey. Expect a lot of detours. It's not always about straight lines. Sometimes it is crooked, it's sometimes twisted and turned. It is not always about following plan A. Sometimes you have to follow plan B. Or kung magkalisod, plan Z. Or kung wala lang yun, bahala na lang si Lord. These detours is defined as going along a way that is different from and usually longer than the usual planned way. And these detours will test us if we are willing to defy the expectations we set for ourselves or by others, or as my professor at Ateneo would say, if we are willing to leave the familiar behind in order to find out that which will make you genuinely happy. So ask yourselves, what will you risk to follow your life's purpose? And lastly, the hugot in between. Hugot in English means source, origin, or the act of drawing out from something. Our decisions, our detours, and our desires should be coming from something. They should have their own basis and source. And it is very dangerous if they are coming from nowhere. So draw out from your and other people's experiences, from their insights and reflections. Draw out from your strengths and triumphs, from your capabilities, potentials, and your resources. And even draw out from your failures, from your painful, vulnerable moments. And draw out courage and strength from family, from loved ones, and from friends. And as for me, I draw out much from grace from my God. God's intelligence, courage, passion, and dedication can lead us to success, especially when it comes to our careers. But I think it is unthinkable not to have someone bigger than ourselves and this material world, who can help us out. So as for me, draw out from grace, grace from above. So ask yourselves, what is your hugot? Where is it coming from? Our life's purpose is one of the world's greatest mysteries, and we can only do so much to fathom and understand it. Crisis, I believe, is a blessing in disguise which can help us discover it and attain it. So when you feel like you are struggling, kiligin, tumaya, at humugot in between. So you look at yourself in the mirror and extend your hand. Can I ask everybody to extend their hand? And repeat after me. Hi, I'm. Please state your name. Let's be friends. Because? Why not? Thank you.
Thank you.